Event security, that's going to be dependent upon the event, to be honest with you. I mean, there may be an element of door supervision involved. That will be determined by the client. There may just be a general level of security where perhaps just a presence is needed. If you've got quite a well-to-do event and people are generally well behaved, just a presence is enough. You may have an event where you just kind of know you might have a bit of trouble. Take your pick. We can all relate to something at an event where in your mind you wouldn't want to go somewhere for whatever reason, or you might be inclined to go somewhere because it's a nicer atmosphere. Security provision at those events is designed to support the safe environment of that event. What you need to do is just sort of take a good look at what the event is going to be like, past experience of that event, if there is any available. A clear communication with the client basically is really, really important. Solid risk assessments are the key. Very, 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 very important. Solid risk assessments. You're potentially dealing with an outdoor venue with an environment you may not be familiar with. You might be in a field having a big, a little festival in a field. You might have mud, slippery grass, inclines to run up and down. People sort of engage in more horseplay when they're out on the grass, especially when they've had a few beers. It's just the environment can change what you're having to deal with. Having a good risk assessment means that your staff can be prepared for that. It also means that you can educate people and brief people beforehand so that they can maybe identify a problem before it becomes a problem and prevent it from happening, which ultimately leaves a safer environment for you to deal with. You do have to accept there's a certain amount of risk when you have an outdoor event. You can never completely remove it, but what you can do is take significant steps towards reducing it. And the event security and the stewarding staff in relation to that, they are your physical enforcement, if you like, of those rules. But again, customer service is the approach. People need to feel safe without feeling like they're being controlled. And we're not there to control people. We're not. People are adults, they should be allowed to, behave as adults. You only really need to step in with an element of control when, the alcohol's taken them too far, or they've been bumped by mistake one too many times. You have a chat with somebody. Again, that's the ideal world. It doesn't always work out that way, but that's where skilled staff then, you move from one service delivery to another. You go from customer service to, like I say, the more traditional bouncer where you maybe have to physically remove somebody. It all comes down to your risk assessments and good education, good briefing. If your staff are knowledgeable, they'll know how to deal with something before it goes wrong.